Now that it's been a couple of days, I decided to weigh in on the whole God of War controversy. I know on the internet there's been a little bit of discourse surrounding the game itself, so I was going to talk about that a little bit. Two of the main talking points I've seen creep up around this conversation is basically one, a lot of people are not happy that Laufey, Kratos' wife, is now the new protagonist of the series. There's not a lot of people happy with that. And the second thing is a lot of people are saying that having her as the new main character doesn't make a lot of sense. And it doesn't really fit into the story. So those are going to be the 2 points I kind of talk about really quick. So I guess to start it off, I'll start with the first point. People are not happy with the fact that Laufey is the main character. I think the main driving point for this that I've seen going around is basically people are saying Sony is too woke, or that they're kind of pushing this agenda for more, female lead roles in their video games. This is one that I don't really agree with. I kind of understand what people are saying, but I don't personally see it. In my opinion, Sony has already kind of had a history of strong lead characters in their games, even going so far back as like Tomb Raider, you know what I mean? So a lot of people are saying that this is a move, a woke move to kind of push that agenda, but I don't really see that playing out in my opinion. You know, Horizon Zero Dawn, Last of Us, even Ghost of Yotei, these are all games with strong female lead characters, and the games speak for themselves. I mean, they all have done really well, strong fan base, strong player base, so I'm not sure why specifically now with God of War people are kind of making it a bigger deal than what it is, but apparently that's one of the main talking points about it, which I don't really agree with. I mean, having Laufey as the main character to me seems just fine, which leads into my second point about her being the main character doesn't really make a lot of sense. A lot of people are saying that this is just kind of a cash grab to milk, I guess, more money out of the franchise. In my opinion, this has been a long time coming. Even from the first game, I've seen it coming down the pipeline. Laufey is a character introduced in the first God of War that already had a lot of mystery about her, a lot of questions. She was the main driving force for the first game. The whole reason why Kratos sets out on the journey is to honor her dying wish. Like, the main motivation for them going out into the rest of the game is her. It just kind of seems like it was a long time coming that eventually we would get some sort of inclusion to play as her, or some sort of side story to play as her. It turns out full-fledged game, I'm not mad about, but to say that it's out of nowhere or that it kind of comes out of left field and it doesn't make a lot of sense, that doesn't really make sense to me, especially considering also she has an entire story to tell. Not only her backstory as far as her history with the Giants and everything else, but also we get to see more of the God of War world through her eyes. It's not just her story being told. You get to see the afterlife, the questions about what happens to gods and deities once they leave. What is the afterlife like for, you know, the gods who do pass away? All these questions are answered through her gameplay, a person who has went or is undergoing that same very journey that we're talking about. It's not just her story being told. We are seeing it through her perspective, yes, but justifiably so, and it makes sense because she did pass away and is undergoing, like, you see what I'm saying? So the argument that it doesn't make sense for her to have this story, I don't think that really meshes well with the rest of the game or with the rest of the series that we've played up until this point. And don't get me wrong, I'm not defending God of War because I'm a huge fan of the series. I don't have a problem with people expressing their opinions or anything like that. My only issue is with people spreading misinformation to try to further a personal agenda, just because you have a certain bias or perspective that you personally want to see, you know, come to fruition. That to me is a little disingenuous. So when I see people leaving critiques or criticisms on the game based off of that, that's kind of what I take issue with. I don't think it's a problem criticizing the game for the actual gameplay or mechanics of the game, even the art direction, things like that. That stuff, all very viable. But just because they include something that you personally don't like in the game, doesn't mean the game itself is bad or horrible or that they're woke. You know, that's certainly a problem that we have seen with some other companies, and Sony is not, innocent in that either. But I think this particular example that we're using with God of War might not be the right example to be using here. I mean, using a strong female lead character, something that they've always done throughout their track record, and using a character to tell a story that's already interconnected with the rest of the series seems kind of like a stretch to me to say that that's a cash grab or that they're using it just to kind of further an agenda. But I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think?